Hi there, it's Paul Hardingham from paulhardingham.com. Thought I'd just make a video for the record here regarding ONECOIN and the ONECOIN scam. So today is Tuesday the 3rd of May 2016. Let me just go to time and date just to confirm that. And this is more for my own records really, just to get it on YouTube, dated and so on, so that people can see my position, my stance in the future on ONECOIN. It's so obvious to me that it's a Ponzi scam, but there are so many big names getting sucked into this. And again, this is not a personal dig at anyone. I've got a lot of friends who've been sucked in by this scam. I wish they hadn't, but what can I do about that? So anyway, I'm just putting this on record for my own reference, and so if someone again wants to pitch me on it, then it might be why you're seeing this video here. I'm not using it for publicity. I don't expect many people to find it, in particular on my YouTube channel, but I will put it on YouTube purely so I can reference to it later on. So here we go, 3rd of May, just gone 5:30 in the evening here UK time. So the ONECOIN scam, 1.8 million people supposedly have already joined, and 651 million ONECOINs have been mined. And you can invest 27,500 euros in this scam. Wow, that's a lot of money for scammers to take off of people. 1.5 million, 1.8 million rather. Presumably most people come in for a free rookie. They get a bit of information. They've been pitched it by someone else saying, look at me, I'm making a fortune. And it's just a referral Ponzi pyramid scheme. There is no actual trading of these coins. If you go, you'd expect a coin potentially this big with 651 million coins, virtual cryptocurrency being mined, that there'd be an exchange for these coins. You'd be able to go there and exchange, as you can with any other coins. So I can go and buy and sell my Bitcoin, I can go and buy and sell my Ethereum coin, I can buy and sell and so on, all the other cryptocurrencies which are legitimate. But ONECOIN is a bit odd in this, so let's just go and do a search. So we look for the ONECOIN price, is the search that I would use, and here's Google, our friend. And the second result here, because there doesn't seem to be any exchanges that I can find, and understandably so, because it is a Ponzi and the genuine exchanges won't touch this because it is so scammy. But the only website I found here, number 2 listing, so I presume a lot of people are linking to this and saying, oh yeah, but look at this, this is xcoinx.com. You can buy and sell ONECOIN on here. Look at the valuation of ONECOIN, because we go down the page here a little bit. We see here at the moment, they're saying that ONECOIN is the second biggest cryptocurrency on the planet, almost worth 4.3, they reckon worth $4.238 billion apparently, market capitalization. Current price of $6.50 per ONECOIN, with an availability of 651 million. Anyway, I thought, well, it's an interesting website, nice looking site, cryptocurrency exchange, buy Bitcoins for US dollars and euros, create and so on. So, if this is a cryptocurrency exchange, then you can buy and sell these different coins, Ripple, Litecoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin and so on. But actually, there's a lot of coming soon on the website here. And the next thing I did was, okay, let's go and see what the news is. Even on a standard cryptocurrency website, you'll find there's plenty of news. But here we've got no news. Okay, and I'm not saying ONECOIN is operated. I'm not saying xcoinx is operated by ONECOIN. But this is the only website I could find, just as a quick look there, where they could hint at there was an exchange for ONECOIN cryptocurrency. Why would you want to buy 27,000 euros of it if you can't sell it to anyone? It's a classic Ponzi, fake securities, buy some shares in this company, the company doesn't actually exist sort of scenario. Then I looked at the FAQs. Looking at the FAQs didn't make any sense. Why was it talking about having the site down and have I lost coins? If I deposited Bitcoin after 5th of January, 9 AM, will these be honoured and things like that? I thought, well, that's an odd thing here. It talks about the 17th of January, 2015. So again, use Google as our friend. I just copied and pasted that. I think, well, they've probably copied that from some other website. We just type that in there. Let Google find it, and here we go. Relaunch FAQs of bitstamp.net. Now, Bitstamp, I know, is a genuine exchange. We can go in and go back to the home page here, and here you can buy and sell Bitcoin. So to go back to the FAQ page, if you look at the FAQ page, that is a complete copy of what we're showing on that Xcoin X. So whoever created Xcoin X is clearly wanting to promote ONECOIN, to create fake sort of verification for it, if you want. And yet, if we go to whois, so who.is on xcoinx.com, who registered this domain name? It'd be useful to know if it's a legitimate, you know, if it's some organization or something like that, we would find that. If it's privacy set, then they're obviously hiding something. And you've got to think, well, why are they hiding something? Because they're a scammer, they're a liar, they're a thief. You know, and lo and behold, here we go. It's all who is protected. You can't tell who has registered xcoinx.com. So again, red flag there. So I think we can discount Xcoin X as a complete fake. And like I said, that's the only site where I've seen that they're kind of hinting at a supposed value for ONECOIN. Apart from that, it's a completely fake, fictitious currency. ONECOIN, virtual currency. And so I just wanted, like I said, put this video together just to put it on record. How I think, you know, it's a big scam. It's we're talking billions of dollars here, presumably. If we're talking 1.8 million people have joined, and some people are up to spending up to 27,000 euros. Now I know there was a big launch in the UK this weekend. I know they were supposed to do a big thing in China, but they got cold feet on that. I think there have been a few arrests already. Personally, I hope ONECOIN comes crashing very soon. You know, I see a lot of good people. I see a lot of bad people as well getting hoodwinked by it, but I see a lot of good people getting sucked in by it, and it's just such a shame because it is a scam. It's a fraud. It's, you know, people who go to prison for it. I have no sympathy for people who go to prison because I believe the justice system is pretty good worldwide, especially if you're conning people out of money. You're giving false representation, you're telling lies to get money out of people. That's, you know, that deserves a prison sentence. What was I going to do? Let's have a quick look at Alexa. This might give us a bit of an indication if they're running out of steam now. Basically a Ponzi collapse as soon as they've got people, either when the operators say, right, we've made enough money, let's stop, let's close up, they just close the websites down, vanish, and no one can say, well, where they've gone, what's happened? And that sort of thing is likely to happen. Now what we're seeing here, still big in Russia, doesn't surprise me that. So we've seen the growth here, 6 months. It seems to be flattening out now. So I would guess maybe at tops a few more months in it. The money's going to stop running. The big earners are going to stop getting paid. People are going to get cautious about it. They'll start pumping some other thing. It's sad, that's the way it happens. But I would advise you, if you've stumbled across this video purely because you're looking, is ONECOIN a scam? I would say most definitely. There's an interesting article here as well. If you look up SEC and Ponzi schemes using virtual currencies, you'll find this PDF from the Securities and Exchange Commission in America. A very good article, puts it as it is. You know, it doesn't... Common red flags of fraud: high investment returns with little or no risk, overly consistent returns, unregistered investments, unlicensed sellers, difficulty receiving payments. It comes through someone with a shared affinity, so that's from members of family and things like that, and you know, and so they list all the classic signs of a Ponzi scheme. Once you get into a Ponzi scheme, in all honesty, I think you're probably just going to lose your money. Chance of getting it back very slim. If you do, it's going to take years, as has been seen by other big Ponzis in the last few years where they've arrested people and so on. Still trying to sort through the mess. When you're dealing with millions of people's accounts, you know, it's not like Bernard Madoff, where he, you know, maybe conned a few thousand people. We're talking millions of people here getting conned with ONECOIN. It's really sad. But I hope this video has helped you. Like I said, it's not to publicise anything or anything like that. It's just for my own record, so I can draw back to this at some point in the future. Got it on video, and so I can point back there and say to people, "Told you so." That's partly what it's for. If you're also wondering, we're thinking, well, okay, well, Paul, I was interested in ONECOIN, but you've convinced me, yeah, it's a scam. What should I do? There are plenty of opportunities out there which are genuine. There's far more scams than there are genuine opportunities, but there are plenty of genuine opportunities. You need one or two to really get stuck into, understand the power of products. First of all, look at a product. If there's a genuine product that people want and are prepared to pay for without there being a business opportunity attached, then you've got something worth looking at for a starting point. Traditional business, you know, if you're selling lollipops and you're selling those to Eskimo, I don't think you can use the word Eskimos anymore, but you're selling those on the North Pole, that's not the right place to sell them. But if there's a market, you know, for people buying lollipops, it could be in the hot countries. It's clear, it's obvious, there's a market for it. Brilliant, you know, and you can buy it at a certain price, you can sell it at an X price plus, then you know you've got a product. It's exactly the same. That's your first litmus test for any business opportunity you're considering. Is there a viable audience, market for this product? So always have that as your first test. If it falls flat at that test, because something like ONECOIN, where the only people interested in ONECOIN are people promoting it as a business, say, you make a fortune, don't worry about that, don't worry about the exchange, that'll come later, don't worry about this, that and the other, oh, just get in, bring some money and you're going to make a fortune. If that's the story you're getting, it's a scam, it's a Ponzi. Run clear of it. I've been doing this sort of thing full-time for 15 years. I've been hoodwinked once. A company called Banners Broker sucked me in 4 or 5 years ago now, lost money on that. I was a fool. I understand now, and it was a good scam in terms of if you can have a good scam. You know, they were professional the way they did it. I was convinced that they were actually doing genuine advertising to external, but anyway, enough of that. But I'll never get scammed again, or I hope I'll never get scammed again. And so yeah, that's my video. I hope that's been helpful for you. So that's Paul Hardingham from paulhardingham.com. If you are interested in business opportunities that are genuine, then check out my website. I do link through. You can find out some opportunities there. If you're not, that's absolutely fine. Like I said, this is not a promotional video, but I know a lot of people will ask me, having done a video like this, if this video does get seen. I say, well, Paul, what do you recommend? So that's my recommendation. Check out my website, paulhardingham.com. You'll find links through there to various websites that I've owned and controlled for many, many years. And I wish you all the best. Thanks for watching.